Hi, welcome back. Welcome to 2021. It's going to be a fabulous year. I feel it in every single one of my bones. And I hope you feel it too. I hope you had a good holiday season and transitioned well into this brand new year. So, I took a little break from technology, which was really good. I hadn't done that in quite a while. And I've never done it to this extent actually. Spent 13 days and 13 nights without technology, no laptop, no phone, no internet. And I spent a lot of time meditating, writing, being out in nature, reading, read a stack of books, but that's for another story. And um, it was really, really nourishing to just deeply reconnect with nature whenever I could. Be out at the shore, be out in the forest. I really love the mossy green forests here in Sweden. When you walk through these tall trees and underneath you see 10, 15 different shades of green and lush moss. That's so beautiful. One day I just laid down there. I was wearing rain pants because it was a rainy day anyways, so it didn't matter. I was wearing a hard shell and the rain pants, and so I just laid down flat on the moss and just took a little nap until a few hikers came past and asked me if I was okay. And I said, yeah, thank you for asking. Maybe you want to lay down as well. It's really nice and comfy. So after those 13 days, part of me wanted to just stay in that little shell of, oh, maybe I don't need to go back into the super connected world. And yeah, I did miss my loved ones and I did miss being in touch with people. And at the same time, there was this quality of peace inside of me, this beautiful, serene state of mind. And every time I sat down to meditate, and don't get me wrong, that wasn't always peaceful. There's also a lot of mind chatter going on when I sit down to meditate, some days more, some days less. But when I sat down and focused on my heart space, on that feeling, and on what I want to create, then that got me into a really beautiful state. And that is a practice that I continue to do every day, independent of whether I use technology or not. It just allowed me to go really deep in those 2 weeks, and it is something that I know may not be available to all of you to just switch everything off for that long. But even if you can just do a day every once in a while, it may give you some white space that you can explore. And I would like to invite you to do that and try that out. Second part for today is, what are your intentions for this year? What's your 2021 going to be like? We've talked a few times in the past about a lot of our perception shapes our reality. The second part to that is a lot of our intention shapes our reality. So if we go into a situation with a certain intention, then our reality will shape it that way, or our reality will evolve along that line, along that intention. If we just go into this new year with, a couple of resolutions to change this or that, then that may or may not happen, depending on how much effort you put into it. But what is really, really fundamental is your underlying intention for the year. What is the feeling that you want to live by? What is it that you wish to create in your life? I'm not talking about a six-pack. That might be nice too. It's not quite an intention. What could be an intention? I chose a silly example, but let's roll with it. Six-pack. Okay. So if I set a resolution to want to train to get a six-pack, then the underlying intention could be, that I want to feel really healthy and vibrant in my body. I want to feel full of energy. And maybe a six pack is one expression of that. And so that feeling that I wish to create of being vibrant and healthy in my body and full of energy, that is something that I can strive for in many different ways. And so I would like you to take a deep breath with me now and check in with what is your intention for this year. What is the feeling that you wish to create in your life? What is the feeling that you wish to live by? I sat with it for quite a while, and it's not going to come as a surprise when I say that for me, it is love, radiant love, full expression of universal love. I'm not just talking about romantic love, I'm talking about all expressions of love, compassion for others, love for myself, love for nature, and a deep appreciation and gratitude for everything that is around me. Whether that is the beanie with the silly panda on that keeps my head warm, or whether that is the fact that I have a roof over my head and I have food to eat and I have a job. Whatever it is, like the fact that I can pick up my phone and call my mom, now that I'm on technology again. Of course I talk to her first thing. And being that radiant expression of love in my life and expressing a lot of deep gratitude, that is the feeling that I want to live by in 2021. And so that takes dedicated practice every day to conjure up that feeling, because I don't wake up every morning with rainbows coming out of everything. No, some days I gotta do some work to get myself into a good place. Most of all, that work is remembering. That work is remembering that inherently we can feel good. We can choose our default mode. We can choose our default mode every day. That doesn't mean everything's always going to go smoothly. It does mean that I can choose from which place I want to respond to what is happening in my life. So that was part number 2. What is your intention for this year? And then part number 3 is, how are you going to put that into practice? So what is your practice going to be that nourishes you every day, that gets you into the right place to start the day? Because honestly, you win the morning, you win the whole day. And to me, a morning routine has been magic for many, many years. And that morning routine can be anything in between 5 minutes and 3 hours. A lot of the time we cannot do that for 3 hours, but all of us, I am really sure that all of us can find 5 minutes if we really want to. So, what is it that you wish to cultivate in your life, and how are you going to cultivate that? So if it's the feeling healthy and vibrant in your body and full of energy, that could include drinking a glass of water with lemon juice first thing in the morning, and then stepping outside for a minute and taking a few deep breaths, and maybe doing short repetition of push-ups and crunches, and there you go. You got 5 minutes, and you put a lot of practice towards feeling healthy and vibrant and energetic in your body, and even worked a little bit for that six-pack. Just a little example. Or if it would be to cultivate more peace and more calm inside yourself, maybe it is a simple breathing exercise with long, slow breaths. Maybe it is alternative nostril breathing. Maybe it is doing a brief series of yoga stretches, yoga asanas, whatever your body feels it needs that day. And maybe it is to sit down for a few minutes and read something inspirational, something uplifting by an author that resonates with you. So whatever that is for you, whatever gets you in a good place in the morning, that gets you into the state that you want to live from, that's what you want to start with. First thing, open your eyes. You appreciate the day. You're like, I woke up this morning. I already won. I can do something with this day. And then you choose your path from there. I'll meet you on there. Thank you so much for listening, and I would love to hear your comments and feedback always. Have a beautiful week.